Maddie Rumpelghast in The Goat at the Bottom of the Well by Percival T. Black. In a house so great and ancient, 'neath blankets aplenty, sleeps a woman of silver hair and bones that creak gently. Her name is Maddie Rumpelghast, though most call her Granny. She lives alone in Harrow House. Some think her a banshee. Neither banshee nor witch is she, but not normal either. Her life, though, is full of magic. You'll find no one sweeter. Our story begins on this morn as Granny's jarred from sleep. It takes a while, but then it's clear. The odd sound is a bleat.
Grunts,
Granny breathes, voice a quiver. Pudgy hands rub tired eyes.
Can that goat ever keep it down?
So warm where she lies. She drifts again, the realm of dreams, vast though ever fleeting, sprawls before her, verdant and calm. Again comes the bleating.
Crumbs and more crumbs.
Granny laments, with a sigh and a groan. She rolls to the edge of the bed, protests from every bone. To the round window she shuffles, peering out at the world. Her hazel eyes squinch at the sun, blue birds and red squirrels.
Where is that goat?
She breathes annoyed, back bending in a slump. She scans the grounds of Harrow House.
No sign of him, my grump.
There's the woodshed by the front porch, the well and its cracked roof. The forest wraps around the yard. Chickens are in their coop. And down the cobblestone footpath, through the trees far below, sits the village of Rimkevičius. Shops line its central road.
Need a loaf of bread,
She says.
last piece is for breakfast.
She eyes the Honeycrust Bakehouse, owned by Nell and Garrett. Bah! Bah! Crump bleats rather loudly, but there's no sign of him.
I hope he is not up a tree or on the roof again.
Granny steps into her slippers and makes to leave the room. Floorboards cracking, creaking, popping, door closing with a boom. Down the dusty hallway she goes, looking this way and that, at the familiar portraits of the other Rumpelghasts. She nods to her Auntie Enid, suspiciously eyes Ted, for he was much too strange, that man.
Thank goodness he is dead.
When Granny comes to the kitchen, her expression is dire. The soup pot from the night before sits soiled by the fire.
I'll have to scrub that pot later.
Her voice is full of woe.
That's dumb with a capital B.
Her anger starts to grow.
Crumbs, crumbs, and more crumbs.
She curses.
Maud and I, we must speak. Her fine powder of self-cleansing needs its recipe tweaked. Off to the verdant cupboard, too, while down in Rimkevičius. 'Tis going to be a busy day.
She sighs and grabs the jam. The jam is spread upon the bread, sticky and glistening. Crump's urgent bleat is heard again. Granny halts, listening. It sounds faint, but it's apparent. The goat is in a bind. She dons her coat, bread stuffed in mouth.
That book losing his mind.
The air outside is cold as ice. Granny's knees start to ache. She scolds herself, wraps her coat tight. Slippers, boots do not make. The ladies are out of their coop. They cluck, they scratch, they peck.
Morning, my dears. How are you all?
The hens swivel their necks. Granny plucks 2 eggs from the coop.
Thank you, my lovely friends. These will be my supper tonight.
The thought makes Granny grin. She continues her search for Crump. His bleats sound echoey.
Why would that be?
She thinks aloud, eyes squinting.
Let's go see.
She checks the pond, then the garden, then peers up at the roof. She does not spy the goat, but hears the clomping of his hoof. Turning her head towards the sound, her eyes lock on the well. Her heart sinks as she realizes, foot. She bites her nail. She hobbles quickly to the well.
Crump, are you stuck down there?
Bah! Bah! Crump bleats miserably.
You'll be my death, I swear. Stay right there, okay?
Granny says.
Not that you have a choice.
Crump agrees with another bah! There's sadness in his voice. Granny panics for a moment and almost drops the eggs.
Must take these inside and get dressed.
She runs on tired old legs. Back inside, Granny stores the eggs, then hobbles down the hall. She dons a dress and laces boots, grabs her hat from the wall. She feels parched, so drinks some water, remembering her tea, or the lack thereof, and therefore the headache she'll have.
Glee.
The walking stick by the front door, crooked and bent with age, is swept up into her old hands, so she'll have safe passage.
All right, Crump, you troublesome goat.
She calls across the yard.
Off to find help in Himlingham, or at Witherby Farm.
The bleats faint, but she hears it still as she descends the hill. Harrow House is soon far behind. She feels it in her heels. Massive old oaks flank the footpath. Granny trips on a root.
Hog spit!
She shouts vehemently, examining her boot.
I'll need to get this boot repaired. But not today. No how. There's far too much already going on. Can't deal with this right now.
As she emerges from the wood, the bridge to the quaint town is visible above the blue waters of Angelon. Across the bridge, Granny now trots, boots clomping on the boards. She spots 2 familiar faces. One's happy, other's bored.
Ah, Miss Maddie, how's the new tea? Does it help with the dreams?
Yes, Maud, I do believe it does. I'm sleeping without screams.
Maud's boredom turns to excitement.
Ah, that is great to hear. And the powder of self-cleansing?
Not exactly, my dear.
Shame. I'll tweak the recipe. Probably too much sage. My apologies, Miss Maddie. Please give me a few days.
Sure.
Granny says, waving a hand. She takes a shaky breath.
My goat's in quite the pickle, see? And he may catch his death.
Oh, goodness me!
The other says. Her name's Penelope. She's the seamstress of the village.
What ails your goat, Granny?
He has gone mad and ventured to the bottom of the well. I know not why or when or how. I think I'll need some help.
That ghastly beast! How terrible! How can we get that low? I must open thimble and thread, but my husband should know.
Granny sets off to Thornwood Inn. There's no more time to waste. Can Bren help her get the goat out? With hope, Granny makes haste. The inn is warm and smells like smoke. The hearth's a roaring fire. Granny removes her wide-brimmed hat. The town bard plays the lyre.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Says a voice from over near the bar. It is not Bryn, but Brog, the blacksmith, from afar. The singing hammer is his life. There's no finer smithy. He came to town many moons back with his young niece, Lizzie.
I was looking for Bryn to ask a favor of him. See, my goat's stuck in my well at home, unable to get free.
We can help you, Lizzie and I. Just tell us where to go. The forge can wait an hour or two. Let's save your goat from woe.
With that, they were off, up the hill, back to old Harrow House. Granny was slower this time around. Her joints squeak like a mouse. Brog Geffelmoth offers his hand, calloused like sandpaper. She takes it gratefully, she does, arrives moments later. Crump's bleats are now very distressed.
Oh, bother. Please help him.
Brog and Lizzie race to the well and hang over the rim.
Bah! Bah! Bah!
Crump bleats up at them.
Hold on a minute, boy.
Brog puts Lizzie in the bucket. She giggles with much joy. Down, down, down she goes. Down, down, down. Brog's cranking the handle. Down, down, down she goes. Down, down, down. Should have lit a candle. Crump's bleating stops, then Lizzie screams. Her screams turn to giggles. She tugs on the rope. Brog responds. Well starts to wiggle. The bucket approaches the top. Girl holding goat inside. Crump springs in the air, dripping wet, floats down in a strange glide.
Oh, Brog and Lizzie, how can I repay you for this deed?
Brog gives her a small hug and says,
No, ma'am, there is no need. It was fun for us, right, Lizzie?
The small girl nods her head.
If you'll not take this money, then take some grape jam instead.
Yes, for jam's worth more than money, especially Granny's, 'cause she makes it with her own hands. The taste is uncanny.
Brog and Lizzie leave jam in hand as dusk begins to fall.
Let's go inside, you smelly goat, by the fire, so you'll thaw.
Crump shivers, his black coat shaking, beard trembling with the cold. Granny grabs firewood from the woodshed. She's so tired, truth be told. In Harrow House, she lights the fire, then sits in her soft chair. She crochets clothes for the wall mice when she has time to spare. The pot on the fire starts to boil. Her eggs will be done soon. She'll peel them and have her supper.
Forgot the bread, buffoon.
Crump now sleeps calmly by the fire. His coat looks nice and soft. He opens his eyes suddenly and then begins to cough. drops a ball of matted fur that lands with a soft squish. Granny leans down and studies it.
Smells faintly like a fish.
Realization dawns on her now.
I know what this thing is.
She takes a jar from the kitchen, slowly removes the lid.
Grump, you bring into existence that which is sought by all the old hags of this ancient land, the elusive witch gall.
Bah! Grump says, then falls back to sleep. Granny scoops up the thing and tightens the lid of the jar. Has it started to sing? She puts the jar on the mantel, then starts to peel her eggs.
That can wait for another day.
She sits back, lifts her legs. And so we arrive at the end of this tale of Granny. But there will be more. Patience now. Ain't her life just dandy?